Hey friends, it's Miss Bab. So this week in math, we're going to be learning about fractions, and I'm going to attach another video along with this video, but I thought I would share one of the cool apps that I like to use when we talk about fractions, and it's from Math Learning, and I'll send the link out with this week's work so you guys can play around with it. But I'm just going to give you some examples of some fractions and what you're going to be expected to know with fractions. So we're only going to be talking about two shapes. And when I talk about fractions, I mean that I'm going to be dividing a shape up into different parts. So we're going to start with a rectangle. So you should see a rectangle, kind of looks like a bar on the screen. And right here underneath it says how many parts. So it's asking how many parts I want to divide this rectangle into. So I want to divide this rectangle into two different parts first. So I'm going to put the 2. So when I do that, okay, it puts a line down the middle. So I'm actually I'm cutting the rectangle in half. Now if I want to separate this shape into 3 different parts, I could press 3, and then it makes 3 different parts of the rectangle. I have 1, 2, 3 different parts. Then if I wanted to separate it into 4 different parts, I could press this 4, and then you can see that I have 4 equal parts. So 4 different parts. Now, if we want to go a little bit ahead, we can click, and I can use this tool. If I was to color in part of this, okay, so we're divided into 4 parts, but let's say I don't want all 4 parts to show. I just want one of the 4. So that would be the same as you can see right here, 1/4. Let's say now I decided that I wanted to color in 2/4. So I'm coloring in 2 parts of the total 4 parts. So 2 out of 4. Okay, let's say I wanted to color in, or I wanted to show 3 of the 4 parts. Then I would color in another one. So now I have 3 out of the 4 total parts. And let's say I say, you know what, I want all 4 of the 4. I'm going to color in all 4 parts of the 4. So it'll be 4 out of 4. Now, let's do the same thing with a different shape this time. So we did that shape, so we're going to take that away. And you go back over here. And now I have a different shape. This shape, this shape is a circle. Move it down here so you guys can see a little bit better. The circle is the same thing. So I can take this circle and I can separate it into different parts. If I said I want this circle to be separated into 1 part, if I do 1, it's already in 1 part. It's just 1 part of the whole circle. It would just be the whole circle. If I wanted to separate the circle into 2 parts, I could click 2, and then you see how it just split the circle right in half. If I want to separate the circle into 3 parts, it looks a little different. It kind of looks like a peace sign, sort of. Or you could think of other things that you cut, like pizzas, or maybe cut a cookie into 3 parts. Now remember, when we're doing fractions, we want to make sure that all the parts are equal every single time. I like to think about it like this. If I had a cookie and I had to share with a friend, okay, I would want it to be fair. I wouldn't want to give my friend less of the cookie because that wouldn't be very nice. And I wouldn't want to give my friend more of the cookie because that wouldn't be very fair to me. So I want to make sure that all parts of the cookie are fair every single time that I cut them. So they have to be completely equal every single time. So if I'm cutting this cookie into 3 different parts, it has to be equal and all the parts have to be the same size. So that would be 3 parts. I could also cut this cookie into 4 different parts. And that's how it would look like there.